Hey and welcome to Xbox On, and join us as we say goodbye to 2015 and hello to 2016 in the wonderful world of gaming.
That's right, last year we had the greatest games lineup in the history of Xbox, and I know my collection's looking pretty good at the moment. In fact, it's too good. I can't play them all.
Yeah, okay, I agree with you, Gray, about that. It has been amazing. But I want the new stuff. I want to know about the new stuff. I want people to let me play the new stuff. I want more information. I want everything right now. All of it. Give me the information.
No, it's the thing. Everything in 2015 has been absolutely amazing, but it's only going to get better in 2016. So we've decided to take a look at the games coming out in 2016 and beyond. Let's do this.
It's been delayed a couple of times, but let's be honest. Did we really need another big game launching in the last few months of 2015? No, we did not. Tom Clancy's The Division's tactical retreat to March 2016 means that we should all have more time to get into its squad-based, online-enabled MMO shooting. Now, I'm particularly excited about the setting. The Division's wintry Manhattan looks like a really grim, bleak place after a biological virus lays out the population. And that juxtaposition of the cheery Christmas decorations and the mounting carnage on the streets should be really fun to play through. And if whispers from the recent alpha test on Xbox One are anything to go by, the gameplay is going to be the real deal too.
Players, brace for PvP.
You guys ready?
The first game that I'm really excited about playing in 2016 is by Platinum Games, and that's Scalebound. For those of you that don't know, Scalebound is an action RPG with one of the big features of the game being that you have a dragon as a companion throughout the game, which has allowed Platinum Games to make this whole unique combat system, which, if I'm being honest, looks amazing. From some of the gameplay we've seen, your dragon get knocked around, he can destroy buildings, and also deal a hell of a lot of damage. Now, in the game you play as a human called Drew, who's been pulled into Draconis from the real world, which is why he's got those modern looking headphones on in a fantasy world filled with dragons and other creatures. But those headphones are linked to one of my favourite parts of the game, and that's the in-game dubstep. From what we've seen of the game so far, I'm also really looking forward to the in-game banter between Drew and the dragon. Can't believe I just said banter. I'm feeling slightly ashamed of myself right now, but...
Okay, so regular viewers of this channel may know just how much I love animals, especially when they tag along with you on your gaming adventures. So when news came out that Far Cry Primal will give you the ability to have a dire wolf as a companion and use your owl, yes, your owl, to scout the area, let's just say I was quite happy. Oh, look at the dire doggy woggy face, yes, let's go kill some people. What? As the Beastmaster, you will have the ability to gain animal companions no one else can, including previously mentioned direwolves, cave bears, and even saber-toothed cats. Use them to dispatch enemies or even take down prey, such as the massive woolly mammoths roaming around the landscape. Oh, and it looks like you can use them as mounts. Ride a saber-toothed cat into battle? Yes please.
I'm talking to you. Are you doing what you should? Of course you are. After all, you're not a downer, are you? We know what to do about downers, don't we?
Can you remember all the way back to Gamescom, a little game called We Happy Few? Ring any bells? Well, it looks awesomely bizarre, which I love. It's a very British game where all the residents of this world have to take joy, which is like a daily drug to keep them all happy. As we all know, no one likes a downer, except in this world they'll actually hunt you down if you are one. What's even more weird is the love of alliteration in this town, because it's called Wellington Wells and it's got some shops like Florrie's Florist and Oliver's Office, which is just all too weird. Taking the feel of BioShock and kind of story points of a host of cult sources such as Brave New World by Aldous Huxley, where people have to take the drug Soma to enjoy life. The 1970s series The Prisoner, where a man is held captive by an elusive figure and the whole world is kind of like a movie set. And The Wicker Man, where an entire town lynches one guy for meddling in their affairs. Tell me that doesn't sound amazing! Stroke terrifying, which is kind of my favourite combination.
What do you want to know? How I gained superpowers? How time broke? A growing fracture in time leading to the end of time? How we traveled back to fix it and failed horribly? How it all went to shit? What do you want to know?
The more I see of Quantum Break, the more I wish I had some of Jack Joyce's time manipulation powers so I could bring the April 5th, 2016 release date just a little bit closer. This is classic Remedy. Beautiful visuals, deep storytelling, fluid gunplay, and that all-important Remedy twist. You'll be able to use time as a weapon, slowing it down to rush enemies, freezing it around you to set up a defensive shield, or throwing it like a grenade to take down your opponents. It's a unique sense of power, but you're not OP, and the shady Monarch Corporation also have their own ways of harnessing time. Now, your choices during the game will directly affect the live action shows you see as you play through, and from what I've seen, there's some properly meaty conundrums and divergences. But don't worry, if you want to skip the live action and crack on with the gunplay, you can do that too.
Think before you strike. If you kill me, you become the assassin we claimed you were. You become one of us!
Okay, so I'm a pretty big fan of Dishonored. Like, seriously, anyone I meet who so much as mentions Dishonored gets a massive speech about how much I love that game. So when Dishonored 2 was announced and it was revealed that players will have the chance to play as the grown-up Emily Caldwin, yet again, corruption has hit the Empire of the Isles. Emily has lost her throne, and to get it back, you'll have to play as either Emily or Corvo, using abilities given to you by the Outsider. Trailers have already shown off Emily's ability Far Reach, similar to Corvo's Blink, but a bit more tenderly. There are also new enemies to face, including the gross bloodflies who nest in corpses, and Clockwork Soldiers, four-armed steampunk robots with swords for hands. Simultaneously super cool and super terrifying. The gorgeous art style, seamless gameplay, and the choice that players had in their approach to the game, which also affected the world around you, made Dishonored brilliant. And I know Julia is with me and looking forward to see what Bethesda and Arcane have done with the sequel.
Playing as Commander Sheps was one of the highlights of my gaming life. So as you can imagine, I am keen to get my hands on the new Mass Effect Andromeda as soon as possible. It needs to really hurry up. So, new protagonists, new galaxy, new missions, as we're out to try and find a new home for humanity and alienanity, which I'm not really sure is a word, but it probably should be. This is the best version of the Star Trek Next Generation mantra in a video game ever. I mean, most importantly, strange new life, loving it already, new civilizations, brilliant, and to boldly go where no one has gone before. I mean, the only place I've never been that no one has ever been before is a Piers Morgan fan club meetup, and that's because it doesn't exist.
Now, the next game I can't wait to find out more about is a game that we got a glimpse of at E3 this year by Rare Studios, which I absolutely fell in love with again after playing Rare Replay, and that's Sea of Thieves. In this game, you get to be a pirate, you get to be involved in ship-to-ship combat, finding treasure, forcing other players onto the gangplank. It just looks like it's going to be one of those games that is so fun to play with your friends. And playing with your friends is what excites me most about this game, as well as the music, as everyone will have to work together and do their individual jobs to win ship battles, find the best treasure, and all that piratey stuff. Oh, I can't believe you got me to say that.
This city is changing, and not for the better. Unless, of course, we stop it.
You, on the ground, now!
Go on, girl. Save us all.
Do you love a bit of parkour? Do you want to fight against a totalitarian regime in a strange, bleak utopian city? Well, I have faith that you'll be excited about this next title. Yes, back in 2008, we fell in love with Mirror's Edge, and Faith Connors will return to our Xboxes with a brand new adventure, Mirror's Edge Catalyst. With an improved parkour system that the devs say allows players more freedom in their approach to different areas and tasks, and a combat system that now removes guns entirely, the game looks like a brilliant follow-up to the original. I certainly am excited about jumping between buildings and punching bad guys in the face. Sign me up! Well, I mean, the whole city looks a little bit too clean. Let's mess it up a little by leaving unconscious enemy soldiers lying around. I'm also very excited about the storyline, as it's written by Rise of the Tomb Raider writer Rhianna Pratchett, so I'm very interested to see where the story takes Faith next.
So I can't help getting weirdly patriotic when I talk about Crackdown. Here's a game born in Scotland, made in Scotland, and now back in Scotland for a return to form after Crackdown 2 fell a wee bit flat. Dave Jones is back at the helm. He's the man who created the original Crackdown and helped create something else called Grand Theft Auto. So everything was already looking rosy for Crackdown 3, even before those amazing Gamescom demos. Now it turns out that Crackdown 3 is the best advert yet for Xbox One's cloud power, something we talked about a lot at the console's launch, but never really properly demonstrated. Crackdown, though, is pulling in cloud computing to reinforce your Xbox One's power and level up the destruction you'll be able to wreak on the city. Literally everything is destructible, which looks incredible, but also opens up loads of creative ways to complete your missions and take out all the crime bosses. If Crackdown 3 delivers on this promise, it really will be the pride of Scotland and the pride of Xbox One owners around the world too.
This is Spartan Group Omega. If they want war, we'll give them war.
Now, I think a lot of you will know that I'm a complete Halo nut. It was the franchise that got me into console gaming, and I'm just a huge fan, which is why I'm excited for the upcoming Halo Wars 2. Halo Wars 2 is a real-time strategy game within the Halo universe, and it's been a total of 7 years since the original Halo Wars came out in 2009. The game includes Mark II Spartans that were in the same group as the Master Chief and has other iconic characters like the Arbiter. We really haven't seen too much of the game yet, but it should be really cool and I can't wait. I also love that it's going to have the brutes as a main focus from what we saw in the trailer.
ReCore is a brand new IP from Keiji Inafune and the makers of Metroid Prime, where you play as one of the last remaining humans joined by your robot dog. Robot dog? Yes please, sign me up. Okay, so you might make multiple robot companions or switch between? Okay, this all looks pretty damn cool and I need to know more. From what we can see, you're not only armed with guns to deal with enemies, you're also equipped with a grapple and can use this to remove the cores from robots, those glowing orbs holding them all together, and your robot companions aid you in fights. We've not been shown too much other than the announcement trailer at E3, and I can't wait to find out more about this game. It looks like a great action-adventure title with a really interesting setting, and yeah, I'm just really excited about the robot dog. Although I did get a little bit upset when it blew itself up in the trailer to protect you, and so I'm just gonna need a minute.
And I will end their little fairy tale.
I've got such a soft spot for Fable, this wonderfully Englishy world. I mean, the place is called Albion after all, which was the original name for the British Isles many moons ago. There's so many colourful characters and eccentric mischief that you can get up to. So of course, I was keen to know more about Fable Legends, which is a free-to-play version of the game. It's a fun-filled 4v1 world where you and your friends play the heroes, or AI if you can't actually get people to play with you at the same time, and you go up against the villain. I mean, really, more people should wear cloaks. The villain will try to outfox you by setting traps, enemies, and generally being a little bit evil to try and vanquish you. Or perhaps you could just be the villain. It's up to you.
The next game that I'm super excited for in 2016 is Gears of War 4, which is developed by the Coalition, who used to be known as Black Tusk Studios. At E3 this year, we got to see 6 minutes of gameplay featuring 2 new COG Soldier characters that we have not seen before. The game looks absolutely epic, from the wind flare tearing apart the fort and destroying the bridge. I also love the natural flow of conversation that goes on throughout the gameplay between Kate and JD.
So that's what we think, but we want to hear from you as well. Let us know in the comments if we've missed any of your picks for 2016 and beyond.
And of course, don't forget to hit like and subscribe too.
In the meantime, thank you so much for watching, and we wish you all a
Happy New Year! Woo! Yeah.